when I started writing, the thing that came to mind, I'll never forget, man, I was flipping through quote cards one day and I came across one. And it says, this place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you. And I was like, oh, I don't know. It was like, this place where you are right now, God circled on the map for you.
Yeah.
And then I started to think further about it. Oh, like the moments, the encounters, the situations, the experiences, the circumstances, God circled on a map for me. Meaning every moment, everything I encounter, it's something in that moment for me and my development, my growth, my press as a person. What if that was my perspective with every situation I encounter? This moment where I am right now, God circled on a map for me. All right, God, what is it? What are you pressing? What are you driving home to me right now in this moment? What do you got for me in my development? Is it easy? By no stretch. But what if my perspective was in that space and place? What if I was cognizant that because I always say this, man, like, you know what to do when things go your way and things go right. That ain't hard. Everybody knows what to do when things go their way and go right. Everybody knows that. But how can we reshape and reframe and edit our perspective to when we're in certain moments that don't feel good, I can say, all right, this moment where I am right now, God circled on a map for me. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting me. Now, what's the lesson? What's the blessing? What's the press? What's the growth?
I had to react to this video I came across because everything he said it in a way that I feel could be received. And I didn't want to just comment on this topic without giving the creator of this video his credit. One of the biggest takeaways I got from this video was we all know what to do when everything is going right. And it's kind of like if we didn't go through certain things, if we didn't experience certain things, we wouldn't be able to appreciate the opposite. So if it was no rain, we wouldn't be able to appreciate the sun, you know? So when he said everybody know what to do when things are going right, but it's when you put in certain situations that don't feel good, it's like those are the experiences and those are the moments where you grow. And if you can take the perspective of when things is going bad or when things not going your way, taking a perspective to try and find what is in this for me, like what's the benefit in this for me, where's the growth at, where's the lesson at in this moment for me, it'll help you to get through those moments. Because for one, you'll know that, all right, this is just a season, this is just a moment that I'm going through in time, this is a small temporary setback or a small temporary moment of discomfort, and I know eventually I'll get out of this and I'll be able to look back on this and I'll be able to take everything that I learned from this moment and apply it going forward. Dealing with tough times, dealing with moments of pain, moments of loss, setbacks, dealing with all these things where it's just like, bro, why me? Why am I going through this? You got to understand, if it's a situation that you feel you didn't sign up for or you feel like you didn't deserve, like the guy in the video said, you got to thank the creator. Like, thank you, God, for putting me through this, because you only putting me through this because you think I'm built for it and you think I needed to go through this so that I could become better after it. So thank you for putting me through this situation. And I know it may sound crazy, but if you had that perspective when you're going through these moments, it won't make the moments feel so drastic. It won't make it feel like it's the end of the world. If God put you through a situation intentionally that he felt like you needed to go through, you needed to deal with to become whoever it is you needed to become, then you got to go through that. And it ain't no getting around it. It ain't no avoiding it. Nobody's going to have a perfect life. Nobody's going to have a life where everything goes right. That's unrealistic, and that's unrealistic to think. So when stuff goes wrong, which it will, or what you may feel like stuff is going wrong, or why is the world against me, or why am I the one dealing with this, is because you have to go through it to get to the other side, to experience the growth, to experience the knowledge that you're going to gain from it, the wisdom that you're going to gain from it. I know this might not be what you want to hear right now if you're going through something, but I'm telling you, this is the perspective that you should try and adopt. If you dwell and focus on just the negative, or it feels like just the negative, is going to make the experience that much worse. But if you can appreciate, like, okay, I'm going through this situation for a reason. I might not know the lesson in it right now. I might not know what I'm about to learn from it right now. It sucks that I'm going through it right now. I don't know why me, but I know eventually I'm gonna be able to look back and be like, okay, I learned so much from that. I'm so much of a better person because I went through that. So when he says this place right now that you in, God circled on the map for you, that's what he meant. This was already in your deck of cards, bro. It was nothing you was gonna be able to do to get around this. Every day that you're going through, this journey that you're going through, all of this stuff is already mapped out. This roadblock was already placed in front of you to see if you could figure it out. See if you can learn how to move around it. See if you can learn how to maneuver. It was already circled on the map for you. This is how we learn, bro. This is how we become better men. This is how we become better individuals. If you want to be the best you can possibly be, you got to take these setbacks. You got to take these losses, and you got to take the positive from those. Whatever you learn, and don't make that same mistake again. Don't bump your head again. Don't take that same route again. You had to go that way and learn that was the way you're not supposed to go, so that you know next time you don't go that way. How else was you gonna learn? It would be great if everything could go right all the time. That would be great. But really, would it though? Would that really be great? Because how would you be able to appreciate the wins if you never take a loss? Like, for real, how are you gonna appreciate the win? How are you gonna appreciate all the hard work that you put in, all the blood, sweat, and tears, all the losses? How you gonna appreciate the W if you didn't go through that stuff, man? I've dealt with a situation so serious that it feels like, why me? Same thing that I'm telling y'all. Like, why me? Why am I going through this? But at the same time, I have to remember, same way I'm telling y'all, it's no way I'll be going through this if it wasn't something in it for me. If it wasn't some light at the end of the tunnel, some lesson that I'm supposed to learn. And you're not gonna get out the situation until you learn it. Or you're gonna be back in that situation until you learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn. That's how it go. If it's circled on the map for you, you gonna go through it. So you can live life trying to avoid and trying to make sure everything is perfect, but just know when something come up that's against how you think everything should go, it was already destined. It was already destined for you. And when you make it out of that situation and you look back and you take all the things that you learned from that situation and you realize, like, man, I became a better person because of that. Sometimes when you are chosen to be great, you need to experience certain things before you arrive at your greatness. Before you arrive at your destination, you need to experience certain things on a lower level, because if you experience them on a higher level, when the whole world is watching, or when you got people depending on you, or when you got more pressure on you and you can't afford to make certain mistakes that you might not have learned yet, it's going to be way worse. So if you on your way to greatness, if you was chosen to do big things, you probably going to get tested on the way there, so that when you get there and those same tests come back up, you're going to easily be able to maneuver. I'm like, I already seen this. I done already seen people try to trick me out my spot. It ain't going to work. I done already seen people try to get my emotions riled up and get me to crash out. It ain't gonna work. I done already seen people try to get me to blow my money on something stupid. It ain't gonna work. I done did all of these things on a journey to my greatness. Now that I'm here, I'm not messing it up. I'm not gonna fumble the bag. We've seen it plenty of times where people make it to a certain spot. They make it to be as big as they possibly can be in this world. And then something crazy happens on a large scale and the whole world is watching, because they might have not experienced certain things on the way there. Or they might did experience those things and they thought they was bigger than the situation. They thought they could still do what they wanted to do anyway, even though they know the outcome because they've experienced it. So these lessons, these losses, these roadblocks, all these things on the way to where you're supposed to be, in the moment is gonna suck. In the moment is gonna feel super whack. It's gonna feel like, why me? I shouldn't be here. I'm a good person. I shouldn't have to go through this. Change your perspective, bro. Look at it like, man, there gotta be something good on the other end of this. This must mean I'm getting closer to where I gotta be. That's when all the craziness gonna start hitting you. If you ain't got nothing going on, ain't no point of, ain't no point of throwing up no roadblocks. You ain't even on the road. You ain't moving. You sitting still. Once you get to moving and grooving and you get to growing and you get to becoming a doper individual and you tapped into your purpose and you headed in the right direction, that's when it's like, all right, let's test this man. Let's see if he really about that. Let's see if he really want to get to where he's saying he want to get to. Let's see if we could get him to give up. Don't give up. Don't stop. Don't dwell on the negative. Think about the positive, bro. Your thoughts become things, even if you're going through a negative situation. I had to get that off my chest, man. That video was, that message that he provided was fire to me. I think that more people should adopt that idea. They should adopt that perspective when it comes to dealing with negativity or dealing with, hardships in your life. Adopt the perspective of, this was already circled on the map for me. That's why I'm going through it. If you're dealing with anything crazy, if you wouldn't mind sharing, leave a comment below, or you can shoot me an email, gametoliveby@gmail.com. If this video helped in any kind of way, bro, hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the thumbs up for me. Got tons more of this type of content, man. And I'm going to get back with y'all soon. Peace.